We've been doing our dailies, finally reached level 210, and finished the Choo Choo Island storyline. So we know what that means. Today, we are going to learn how to do the second weekly quest in Arcane River, Hungry Muto. Unlike Erda Spectrum, Hungry Muto does not have stages, but instead has a round system. Let's take a look at the windows at the top. At the very top, we see a gauge between Muto and Gula. Our goal here is to max Muto's gauge by feeding him, and once we do that, we clear the quest. We have about 10 minutes to do this or else we fail. We also fail if the gauge drops to 0. Below the gauge, we see a recipe. To help max Muto's gauge, we need to gather these ingredients by hunting the mobs around the map. We also see another gauge that acts like a timer. The bonus mark gives us extra gauge points for Muto if we turn in these current ingredients before this gauge drops below it. If we don't turn in the ingredients in time, the recipe resets to another one. Okay, let's go over the map layout. There are 3 types of monsters on the left and right, and 2 types of monsters on the top. These streams act like an escalator to help us maneuver around the map. If we somehow land in the water, it'll take us back to the middle. That being said, here's a method that's helpful in memorizing and gathering these ingredients. Since the types of monsters don't change between recipes and drop similar ingredients, and we've divided the map into left, right, and top areas, we can associate ingredients to each of these 3 areas. Left has hooves, manes, and fins. Right has peels, soles, and shells. And top has feathers and talons. The fruit is dropped by the slurpy tree, and this randomly spawns in one of those 3 areas. As we gather ingredients, it's important to take note that we can only carry one type of ingredient at a time. Pet loot also doesn't work here, so we have to pick things up manually. If we try to loot another type of ingredient, it'll override what we gathered previously. Also, if we see a slurpy tree spawn as we're gathering other ingredients, it's best to avoid hunting it so we don't have to look for it when it respawns in a random area. It'll stay in an area indefinitely until it's slain. Once we met the quota for one ingredient, we head back to the middle and repeat this process for each ingredient and feature recipe until Muto's gauge is maxed. And after all this, we have cleared Hungry Muto. Like Erda Spectrum, you can do this up to 3 times a week, earning 40 symbols per run. I hope this was useful, and I'll see y'all in the next area at level 220.